It's just amazing that I found Surf Simply because this is one of my happiest places on earth, and I'm so happy to be here this week at Surf Simply. It literally was one of my top weeks of my entire life. I feel really lucky to get to be alive and get to be here and in this body and to surround myself with the people I love and get to love people in return. Waking up like rain or shine, wind or not wind, and like grabbing my board and going out to do something I love is like the biggest gift, and I'm super, super grateful for it.
This is actually our first time getting away together for a full week since we had our first child, which was over 12 years ago. It's a pretty special week for us for that reason.
I've been competing at a pretty high level in ultra distance races, specializing in the 100-mile distance. It's kind of taken its toll on me over the last several years. Needed to take a year to kind of recuperate mentally, and obviously coming off of a very intensive sport in terms of training left me feeling a little bit vacant. Since I have an ocean pretty much right out my front door, I figured, well, why not give something new a try?
I've never been ocean surfing before. I feel like I read about Surf Simply maybe in Outside magazine. I was very interested in it because of the one-on-one coaching. 3 years ago I started doing CrossFit, and they make all people who start do almost like a one-on-one session, and that really changed how I thought about coaching.
The quality of the instruction here is just leap years ahead of what we've done previously. Both of us, the entire week, we've commented that in the first 2 days here, we learned as much as we learned in 5 years of surfing. It was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, learned more on Tuesday than we've learned the entire time.
Yeah.
Also, being a programmer and engineer background, I was very intrigued by their systematic method of going through surfing, breaking it down.
As a matter of fact, today I went to Jeremy's theory session. They show you footage of yourself, so I had a chance to see really high quality footage of some of Jeremy's rides, and they were just amazing, especially compared to what I've been seeing him doing in the last few years. It was just light years difference and so much fun. We're always rooting for each other.
I've tried to surf on and off for years, just teaching myself. This was a real eye-opener this week about how much I really didn't know, and how much I really learned this week was amazing. So it made it even specialer watching Julie as well do the same thing.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I really didn't know how to surf at all until I got here, and it was just fun to learn it, and then to watch Johnny improve was very rewarding.
Teddy and I both are really goal-oriented, and would see Teddy out there. We didn't surf together, but I would see him talking to his coach and getting out there and being serious about his goals, and I love that because I'm the same way. And then towards the end, we would stay behind the morning session and surf together a little bit, but it was really fun to work on getting better at surfing, you know, work towards a common goal.
Whenever I was at the back, I was always looking for where Kathy was, and I started to catch lots and lots of waves. The best part about Kathy, we were just watching all the video tonight, was that every single time she catches a wave, there's just like this big, huge smile on her face, which is really a lot of fun.
No one has more fun on a wave than I do.
Particularly today, it was really neat to see Liesl because she has definitely progressed, and I saw her catch several waves, and I could just see a complete difference in her surfing. Kind of stepped up to the next level, which is really fun because I know she's having more fun while she's surfing. And I was just thinking today how neat it is because now we're both surfers, and we'll probably take more surf trips in our future, and I'm glad that I'm married to someone that enjoys surfing too.
I had been here for 2 weeks, and I had Astro as my coach last week. I really want to be a great longboarder. So we were working on cross-stepping, on bottom turns, some whitewater climbs, angled takeoffs, and just really just like surfing with grace and power. And then I worked with Jesse this week and Derek, and we just picked up right where we left off. And it was all about like, how can we take the most graceful lines we can on waves? How can we take the high line? How can we just surf based on what the wave is dictating? And it was like learning a whole new language.
My coach was Will. I think I got lucky because Will was one-on-one with me all week long, and he even worked on his day off and did a long morning session on Wednesday with me so I could kind of catch up. That was fantastic. So I was standing up at the end of my first day, which I think is pretty spectacular. Thursday morning, we were going out the back, and he was just there right beside me, and so that was great. Yeah, one-on-one just makes such a a huge difference.
We had a fabulous coach, Tommy.
We love Tommy. He is awesome. What a wonderful person. Great coach, great encourager, the most positive and patient person I've probably ever met.
Hands down, he was patient, taught us a lot of skills, and sometimes we jump in the water and go right back to the old stuff we were doing. He was so patient with us again and getting us to where we needed to be.
Yeah, and then there was people like Asher and Derek that were in the water and happened to say the right thing at the right time when we were going by them.
Prado was my coach this week. Paddling was a little bit more difficult because it's targeting a different part of my body, engaging a lot of muscles that I haven't used in the past. I took some time prior to coming here to ramp up on that with lap swimming and upper body workouts, as I'm sure you can tell. So it wasn't too bad. I felt pretty prepared. I didn't really know what to expect in terms of wave size. I knew they would be bigger than what I'm used to. I knew it was going to be consistent every day. It got pretty hairy out there, but you know, one of the primary reasons that I came here was to get out of my comfort zone and eventually find my way back to my comfort zone, being exposed to a variety of conditions, both good and bad, and having the quality of instruction from Prado really rounded me out towards the end of the week where I was feeling almost completely at ease.
Yesterday, Fran and I did a road trip. We ended up at Avianis. I didn't want to get my hopes up, but it couldn't have been better. Everything worked out perfect. It was like the perfect day. The weather was nice. The waves were just the right size to really get a lot of practice in. Worked on the things that Fran wanted for me to work on. It was a complete success.
And he met Wingnut.
That was really cool. It was really fun to get to meet him, and I'm very grateful that Fran had the idea to head north. That was probably the highlight of the week for me, was doing that road trip.
So I came here thinking, gosh, this is going to be a great birthday present. I'm going to learn to surf, hang out with my husband. What I didn't anticipate was this amazing camaraderie of 12 people that had never met until they got here.
When you stay here for 2 weeks, you get to meet 23 other people. Everyone left on Saturday and we all gave each other hugs, and then I just was kind of waiting for everyone to show up. And oh man, everyone this week was so wonderful, just like last week. I met so many new people.
We had so much fun at dinner.
It was great. I loved sitting around the tables and eating and hearing people's stories, and even though we were all at different surfing levels, it was fun to just hang out together and have a good time.
I just felt like, you know, you really mind melded with a lot of folks here. We all come from different backgrounds and different skill levels, but that, you know, really didn't seem to make any difference.
Everybody has clearly big careers and very important jobs, but that doesn't matter. When you get here, it's just everybody learning to surf and just trying to support one another and encourage one another.
I spend so much time laughing with everyone and telling jokes and learning about their lives, and we catch waves together.
And then you get in the water and it just becomes magical.
People are sort of spread out during the course of the week, so you don't get to see everybody surfing all the time. This evening, everyone's sort of surfing together in little clusters, and it's very beautiful.
Everyone's catching really big waves who had never even really paddled out before.
Personally, I love seeing people who are older than me learning new skills. And just to see them learning something new, having fun together, that's very inspirational.
And there's just that amazing sense of progression and of like shared joy.
And you got to see lots of people all of a sudden catching rides and waves, and everyone's sort of going crazy for each other and whistling and clapping.
People start encouraging one another and clapping, and you almost stop doing what you're doing so you can watch other people.
I just love that some of the best rides aren't yours, they're just your friends.
It was cool to see people work hard all week and then kind of achieve their goals.
And then you just cheer for them and you're so excited. I lost my voice one day cheering for other people.
That to me was the pinnacle that I never expected.
Definitely some friendships that were formed here, probably some long-term ones.
We met some great people this week. We just said goodbye to a bunch of them. They're on ridiculously early morning flights out tomorrow. Just amazing that in a week you can get together and bond with so many people so quickly.
It's just such a unique vacation. We travel a lot, we scuba dive, we go other places, but this is just such a magical place.
The vibe at Surf Simply is so positive, starting from Rue down to the coaches, all of the people who work here. You see how people are supportive of each other.
And they're just so thoughtful.
I just take my hat off to everybody who's here. The positivity of the coaches and all the staff, just the encouragement and the level of energy that they have. It's like, gotta bottle that, sell that. It's amazing.